everyone, this is the Final Bosman, and on today's episode, it's the return of Donkey Butt. Welcome to the show. I am Kyle Bosman, and Happy New Year, if no one said that to you yet. It's a whole new year. I got green papers. The printer printed out green. I feel like a newsman, finally. This is how newsmen sit. Hey, it's 2015. We made it. We all made it here together, supposedly. What if a dead person is watching this show? That's freaky. Anyway, we're all 2015ing it up. Before we move on, I gotta deal with some 2014 business. 1 year ago on this week, I made an episode called Big Bets for 2014, which I spent the entire episode. Basically, it was a thinly veiled format which would allow me to just complain about things, but I did it. I made a whole episode about bets, and now I have to own up to those bets. So before we can move into 2015, I have to clean up the mess of 2014. Who barfed? Whose barf is this? Is this my barf? I do live alone, so it's probably mine. First bet's an easy one. The Xbox One will have a price cut. So wait, hold on, that's not even it. Wait, I say there's an 80% chance of there being a price cut for the Xbox One. Boost it to 89% chance if you count a $500 Titanfall bundle. So that was a pretty good bet. That's the point. Next bet, by the end of the year, we'll have a new word for microtransactions. So I think I lose this one. I think that there's a lot of encouraging things that happened in 2014. The Google Store and the Apple Store, they don't let you use the words free to play anymore if you're a game. The free button is changed to a get button. You just click get to get a game. And now we use freemium and we use in-app purchases more than microtransactions. However, microtransactions still used in video games. If you're complaining about GTA Online microtransactions, you're using the word microtransactions, therefore, no points. Bet number 3, Titanfall has launch issues. So to be honest with you, I made this bet to complain about game launches, and it turned out to be more pertinent than I could have ever expected with this fall's Halo release. Who'd have thought Halo? Anyway, Titanfall had a pretty good launch, still had issues, which was the phrasing of the bet. So even though I feel bad for picking at Titanfall when it had a comparatively good launch, I'm taking that point. Gotta take that point. Bet number 4, Nintendo publishes 2 games that are rated T for teen this year. So yeah, I get to cheat on this one. Bravely Default in the US, published by Nintendo. Also Hyrule Warriors, that makes 2, baby, and that's another bet 1. Bet number 5, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes has the worst Metacritic average of any of the mainline Metal Gear Solid games, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yep. Bet number 6, Game of the Year hasn't been announced yet. Unless your Game of the Year is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, and if it is, bless you, this is completely incorrect. Bet number 7, there's another game with celebrity faces. So Call of Duty did heavily advertise Kevin Spacey's in this game. However, that is one face. This bet clearly states faces, no point. Bet number 8, Capcom puts out a trailer for a new Mega Man game, and assuming we'll all be delighted, and then it turns out awful and they just shouldn't have even bothered. Mercifully, I got that one wrong. Bet number 9, the Sony VR headset is real and I cannot afford it. Yeah, I'll take the point for this. Morpheus was not announced at this point last year. It wasn't announced until March. So I still feel like I can't buy it, so clearly I can't afford it. That's a point. Give me that point. The third Sonic game in the exclusive Sonic the Hedgehog Nintendo exclusive deal is going to be really good for some reason. I gotta say, I feel like this is the worst bet I've ever made in my life. I feel like this wrong undoes every right I ever was. It's so wrong. That's 5 out of 10. Historically speaking, that's what I always get. I keep my batting average of 500, which isn't bad. Hey, half of those were right. At the end of that episode, I asked you, your viewer, to also make some bets. Best one, look at this. Look at A-Switch right here. New Gears of War announced. This is before Microsoft bought Gears of War later that month. Halo 2 Remake announced? Yeah. Metal Gear Online announced? Yes. Resident Evil Outbreak HD Collection releases to XBLA and PSN. Close. Take out the word Outbreak and you got that one right. Wii U gets back into the console war with unannounced great games. Not really, but we'll give him that one. Zelda Wii U title announced. Yes. So hey, that was a great job. Congrats to you, A-Switch. Worst bet goes to Zam Zoomin. My bet for 2014, the final Bosman will become the most watched show on GT and one of the most popular gaming shows on the internet. Wrong. Who did I think I was? I just come out here and here's my big bets for 2014. Like I would have to not even deal with that a year later. Here we are 12 months later. I have to dedicate half my episode to Kyle Bosman's stupid bets from the past. And for that reason, I'm donkey butt. Let's move on. Let's get into 2015. Here we are. 2015. Everything feels new. New years are always great. They always feel good. New perspectives on everything. What I want to do with my first episode of 2015 is dispel the notion of anticipated games. Most anticipated games. It's one of those phrases that has just persisted in games media without ever explaining it. It's just we just keep going with it. Everybody's got a most anticipated games. Next week, GameTrailers.com is going to have its most anticipated games. Hey everybody, here's our most anticipated games. Let's see where we put Bloodborne. Hint, it's going to be above the order. Look how low we put Uncharted 4. Doesn't that make us interesting? Prove it to us, Naughty Dog. I mean, just look at last year. Look at GameTrailers.com's top 10 most anticipated games of 2014. Let's just look through this. Let's look at GameTrailers.com's most anticipated games of 2014. Let's just go down through this. Destiny. Okay, there was reason to be excited about that, I guess. Infamous Second Son. The Order 1886. Nope. The Witness. No. The Evil Within. X, come on. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Titanfall, Dark Souls 2, and number 1 is The Witcher 3. Nope. 4 of those games did not even come out. Of those 6 games, I'd say probably half of them turned into games that we actually loved. So can't we just look at that? Can we just stop and look and say, oh, these are pointless? Yeah, this top 10 list has no value whatsoever. We should never do these. Why were you anticipating those? Who cares? Because once they've come out or haven't even come out yet, your list becomes without value. But the thing is, I can recognize that we're human beings. We like anticipating things. We like wanting things more than we like having things. If I weren't working at GameTrailers, would I click on top 10 most anticipated? Heck yeah. I was like, wow, that sounds interesting. Let me see where they put Bloodborne. So if I could run the universe, if I could be Galactus, video game Galactus. I don't think Galactus does any, I don't know, he doesn't have that much control. Anyway, if I could run the universe, I would say, hey, let's stop doing most anticipated lists. That's stupid. Let's do something productive. Let's make a list that has value. Let's do top 10 games to watch. Let's give attention to these games. These games deserve some attention. They could use it. Maybe this will help them a little bit. So, hey, let's look at Witcher 3. We can't wait for Witcher 3. We know you can't wait for Witcher 3. Also, maybe top 10 games that will probably suck big time in 2015. That's I would love to click on that, and that's a valuable list. That's oh, maybe I won't pre-order that. Okay, let's scratch it off my pre-order list. Who is that guy? Anyway, I realize, I am powerless. I do not run the universe. And you might say, Kyle, why'd you make a whole episode about this, man? Why don't you just tell your boss? 2 things. 1, yeah, I am passive aggressive like that. 2, this is not just a GameTrailers trend. This is a trend everywhere. Everybody's got most anticipated lists. Even the Game Awards, despite all its improvements, still has most anticipated game, awarding you most anticipated. All the major outlets, they all got them. All got them all figured out. Even my precious NeoGAF has a most anticipated games list. And even you know what? Just Google most anticipated, and it goes beyond that. And movies have most anticipated. Young adult novels have most anticipated. Everybody likes anticipating things. And so, okay, I can recognize it. I can recognize I don't run the universe. I can recognize these are going to happen. People are going to click on them no matter what. They're all stupid. We're all stupids. Me too. However, I guess my wish for 2015 if I could wish for anything for this coming year, it would just be that maybe we temper our expectations a little bit. You know, maybe we watch our anticipation. Maybe we think twice before pre-ordering. You know, if I could have any wish, it'd just be that we sit down and we watch this movie that will single-handedly reinstate Star Wars as the greatest franchise of all time, and at the same time shatter our expectations of what cinema is capable of. Is that too much to ask? If you're on Twitter, I'm Kyle Bosman. Why? Why did that voice the whole time? I'll be back here next Wednesday. I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, just so I can hose the Kyle Bosman of 2016 the same way that the Kyle Bosman of 2014 hosed me, I now have a big bets for 2015 list. Number 1, Assassin's Creed Victory makes a reference to missing faces. 2, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD has a teaser for Final Fantasy Type 1. 3, the movie Pixels is Adam Sandler's best debut in 10 years. 4, Taco Bell officially appears in a video game. 5, the new God of War does not star Kratos. Number 6, Nintendo releases 0 boxed games with the word super in it. Number 7, someone from the Halo 5 team is interviewed on The Tonight Show, gets laughs. 8, yeah, there's a new Mega Man and it looks better than Mighty Number 9. 9, Crash Bandicoot returns as a Skylander. Number 10, it happens. It finally happens. Because Sonic Team had an extra year, this year's Sonic game is super good. And that is my big bets for 2015. Good luck next year, Kyle.